Hello villagers, welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. If it's your first time here, it is so good to see you. I hope you decide to stay. Now, before I get to the nitty-gritty and the details of this conversation, I have to say that everything I'm about to say is absolutely, definitively, and positively my opinion and my opinion alone. I am not saying anything in this video to create hate or to add on into this situation. I am just giving my opinion in this interesting topic. Now, with that already out of the way, I just want to say that we're living in very much so interesting times and very unfair, right? And even though we know a person personally and privately, we never know what is going on inside. So with that being said, check this out. What just happened this morning in Manhattan, in the early mornings in Manhattan. Check this out. I'll be back with more commentary.
Breaking news here in Midtown Manhattan this morning. Police are searching for a gunman after the CEO of United Healthcare was fatally shot outside an investor conference this morning. This is according to a person familiar with the matter who spoke to CNBC. Now, this investor conference is suspended. The manhunt is underway. Let's get right to NBC's Sam Brock.
Town Manhattan. This is off of 6th Avenue. According to the NYPD, limited information coming in this morning. Here is what they are willing to disclose. They said they responded around 6:45 to a 50-year-old male who was unresponsive and unconscious, suffering from a single gunshot wound singular. At least that was the verbiage in their release. Now, CNBC has confirmed with a person familiar with the matter that this was 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO, as you said, of United Healthcare. He runs a unit of United Health Group, which is one of the largest companies in the country, $370+ billion in revenue in 2023. The company was going to hold its investor day today, was canceled immediately upon reports emerging of this incident happening in Midtown Manhattan.
Breaking news here in New York City. The CEO of a leading multi-billion-dollar health insurer was shot to death in broad daylight this morning. Brian Thompson, head of United Healthcare for the past 3.5 years. A gunman shot him in the chest around 7 a.m., according to police. He was outside the Hilton Hotel in one of Manhattan's busiest commercial areas, even at that time of the morning. He was taken to a hospital. Hospital couldn't help. He died there. The suspect still at large. Why was he shot? We have no information at this hour. Brian Thompson was 50 years old.
Don't go anywhere. I have more news coverage to show you. Then I'll be back with my comment. Check this out.
CEO of United Health's health insurance division, Brian Thompson, was fatally shot this morning just outside of the Hilton Hotel where the company was holding its Investor Day conference. Now, according to the New York Police Department, the shooting occurred around 6:45 a.m. this morning. It was about an hour before the Investor Day was set to begin. Now, a source familiar tells CNBC that Thompson was walking around outside, and this appears to have been a targeted attack. The gunman came up behind him and shot him once. He staggered, and then he shot him again. The gunman was a white male, described as a white male wearing a black hoodie, black pants, and black sneakers. And he was described as using a gun with a silencer. He fled on foot after the shooting. Thompson was rushed to a nearby hospital where he later died of his wounds. Now, Brian Thompson had been with the company for 20 years, serving various posts within the health insurance division, first as CFO of the company's employer health insurance business, then transferring over to managing the Medicare and Medicaid business before being named chief of the company's insurance business overall in 2021, CEO of United Healthcare. He had a wife and 2 children.
Wow, this is sad. And before I get into it, let me just say I am so sorry for his family and the people closest to him who will miss him and mourn his passing. As the investigation goes on and as the police do their thing in figuring out who this was, it's safe to say that we're living in such unpredictable and very heartless world. But I bet the very first questions they want to answer is who, what, and why would anyone want to do this? I have a few theories on what and why would anybody do this, but out of respect for the dead, I will keep those to myself. But if you guys gotten this far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, because when you subscribe, you become a member of this village. But you guys already know what I like to do here. I bring in other people's opinions on the same topic, and I let them play and let you guys decide. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But check this out, and I'll be back with my closing opinion.
Breaking news, United Healthcare CEO, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, was fatally killed in Midtown Manhattan this morning. Details are still emerging right now, but it looks like a masked gunman shot him at point-blank range and fled on a bicycle and likely into Central Park. So this is a developing story and truly tragic. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about this, and you can say whatever you want about health insurance, healthcare, and all the different problems there are within the system. But one thing that I truly believe in is that violence is never the answer. This is just really tragic, and I am so sorry for his family's loss, and my deepest condolences to them at this time. I don't think I'm going to be making any more posts about this particular situation unless there's something important to add to the conversation. This is truly tragic and devastating, but feel free to write in the comments section if you have any thoughts about this current situation, which is still an investigation that is ongoing.
Breaking news, the CEO of United Healthcare, one of the largest healthcare companies in the world, was fatally shot this morning in his hotel. So Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was going down to the lobby for a very important investor meeting, and at 7 a.m. he was met by his shooter, who shot him in the chest and fled the scene. So there's a lot of speculation. Was it a hit job? Was it purposeful? Obviously, it was purposeful, as how did the shooter know he was going to be there, what time he was going to be there? So it's pretty obvious it was on purpose. But the real question is, was it a hit job? Was it just because he hated Brian or had a grudge against him, whatever? Or was it a paid gig? And if it was, what was the reasoning behind it? That's what I'm going to find out. I'll let you guys know.
50-year-old United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was pronounced unalive this morning at a New York hospital. He headed to a work conference at a Hilton hotel in Manhattan. A power was actually waiting for him, struck him multiple times in the chest as he was dressed up in his suit and tie, and ran off into an alley. Now, you guys, this story just happened not too long ago, so the details are very sparse, but the entire situation is also crazy. Started off as a normal morning for Brian, ended up tragically. Now, according to the NYPD, the person responsible for this crime is still at large. It's looking like he had a backpack and a black mask on while committing this heinous crime, and the motive and reasoning is unknown at the moment. Brian was struck in the chest multiple times, and the gunman was about 20 feet away from him when he opened fire. Brian was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced unalive. You guys, leave those condolences for Brian and United Healthcare down in the comments. This entire situation is also crazy. Like I previously stated, he was not doing anything but minding his business, headed to the ballroom of the Hilton Hotel for a United Healthcare conference, and he done got unalive. Things are really getting scary out here, you guys. Leave those condolences for him and his family down in the comments, neighbors. Peace.
I'm going to try to be very mindful in how I say this. I don't wish this on anyone, okay? In a perfect world, things like this would never happen. However, if it were to happen to someone, it is not surprising that it would be the CEO of a health insurance company and United Health of all of the insurance companies. Your entire business model is preying on other human beings when they're at their most vulnerable, when they need medication, when they need treatment, and then somebody somewhere within your company goes, let's deny them. Let's make them fight and argue for the most basic of medication, for the most basic of surgery, so that you and people around you can take home a bigger bonus, so that you can up your salary, so that you can appease your shareholders. So it is unsurprising that someone like this might make people mad.
So Brian Thompson, who is the CEO of United Healthcare, which is also a Fortune 500 company and healthcare group, you know, if you know, you know, was found fatally this morning in Manhattan, New York. He was going into a United Healthcare conference at the Hilton downtown. They said that the person who him was actually waiting for him, so he was targeted, and they took him to the hospital and he was pronounced unalive. This is just really interesting to me because I remember reading about him becoming the CEO in, like, I believe it was 2021 or something like that. And I can't remember the name of the person or the history as to why he had taken over this position. But it is interesting to me that this was targeted, and I'm just curious to find out who was involved in the backstory behind all of this. Because for those of us who have been working in corporate America or just nonprofits, you know, different institutions, big institutions and things like that, we know who United Healthcare is. A lot of us have United Healthcare for medical insurance. So I just think it's interesting that this man was unalived and it was a targeted. So I'm just, what do you guys think? What do you think about this whole thing?
Right. So, in conclusion, I would like to say this was absolutely, she was right. This was completely targeted. The very fact that there was somebody waiting for this man to get anywhere near this hotel and for him to be at a shooting range distance, super close, and shot this man, it's, baby, they're gonna make movies and videos and short shows about this situation in the future once the police have figured out what's what and who's who. Again, I'm so sorry for their family. I don't want to sensationalize this man's death so much. However, I felt like this is something that we have to talk about. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys think that the police are gonna catch him? Especially since he was on a bicycle, took off in Central Park. And in Central Park, there's not many cameras. He could have changed his clothes, ditched that bike, got into a car, and went home. And we might not figure this out. But now we're gonna have to wait and see how good the NYPD is, in fact. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Subscribe so you can become a member of this village. And you guys already know, you love this village. You appreciate this village because, baby, it takes a village. I'll see you guys on the next video. I can't wait to see what you have to say. And bye.